I'm Jess Stryker. Along with Jason, my husband Jason, we set out to live on the road about a year ago. We were at a travel blog called All Points in Between. We first started out in a Volkswagen van, which was absolutely unbelievable. We traveled around British Columbia for a whole summer. However, we decided we really wanted to try something different than the Volkswagen van and live in a tiny trailer. It's much more long-term conducive. We can drop it and leave it. It just makes a lot more sense for our particular lifestyles. It's 17 feet from ball to bumper, which really isn't that big. Square footage inside, we get about 10 extra square feet from what we had in the van, which is 90 square feet total to live in. I'll show you around the outside a little bit first. Under here is one of the little cubbies where our water storage is. There's 20 gallons of holding tank for our water, and our hot water heater, yes, hot water heater, super awesome, has 8 gallons. We have a spot to keep our bikes, so we're a little more mobile when we can drop it and leave it. As we're walking this way, I'll show you the other cool feature, which we really love to utilize, especially for things like dirty feet, surfboards, and such. Outdoor shower. Again, with hot water. Very cool. Under here we have 2 different LP tanks, propane. We really just sip, you know? It's we very rarely have to use it unless we're using a heater. Generally, we don't really park in a lot of cold places, so otherwise it's really our 2-burner stove inside and the refrigerator that will hook up to those. So those can last a really long time. Come on in. I'll start by showing you one of the other great reasons I love having a tiny trailer. This little number right here. My own bathroom. Yep. Shower, toilet, don't have to share with anyone else at a campground any longer, or be at the mercy of a solar shower. Otherwise, what you see is what you get. 90 square feet of everything we could possibly ask for. We have our dining room, our office, our bed, our sofa, our kitchen. It is really just perfect for the 2 of us. One thing we have realized is living this particular way, you really have to be very organized and dialed in. One example is our pantry. I like to have several different Tupperwares to kind of keep different things. Even though it's constantly changing, when we're driving, everything shifts and moves. We've had a few broken things and learned the hard way. Over here is another thing I really like. Jason actually came up with this several years ago when we were backpacking. Pod systems. We just keep different bags to keep our clothes in. You know, one for socks, one for swimwear, that sort of thing. Really helps out a ton. Here we have a ton of storage. I have a full apothecary down here, so all of our herbal medicines. Behind that, we also have another large Tupperware that we kind of keep like coats, fleeces, extra bedding, laundry bag. We just did laundry, so normally that space is totally full. Under each of these chairs, there's room for all kinds of storage. We have sewing supplies and backup toiletries. The other one we keep our computers in. Curtains, we actually had a great friend make us blackout curtains when we went up to Alaska and Yukon Territory. So I kept these 2 closed so you can kind of see. They have been just a lifesaver, especially when it didn't get dark at all up north when we were ready to. Otherwise, we rarely use the air conditioner. We do have an air conditioner and heating unit, one that can be on electric, although we're rarely plugged in. We go completely on solar. Otherwise, we do have a little fan that works that we can blow, and aside from that, this is pretty much it. Home. How about we check out the Tacoma? Jason's going to tell you a few things about what makes this all happen.
Hi everybody, my name's Jason, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the truck that we use to pull our tiny trailer. So we have named our tiny trailer the Cloud, and we've named our truck the Polar Bear. So the Polar Bear is a 2008 Toyota Tacoma, and we've made a lot of different modifications to both the Polar Bear and the Cloud in order to be able to get them back to the kind of places we want to be, and living more remotely and off the grid. So we added a grill guard to the front here. We also added 2 PIA off-road lights here for driving down dirt roads late at night. We've made a lot of modifications to the suspension. We added Blissteen shocks as well as 5 extra leafs on top of the 4 existing leafs in the back suspension that allows us to pull the trailer much more safely down rough roads. This also allows us to run a larger 285 tire and gives us a little more clearance, especially helpful when we're pulling the trailer. So we have a Yakima box on the roof where we keep our climbing gear, our backpacking gear, and some of our surfing gear. We have sometimes run 2 boxes on the roof, but as we're heading down to Mexico now, we've removed one box to make room for some surfboards up there. If you want to come around the back here, we call the boxes the attic, and we call the back the shed. So takes a lot of stuff to live off the grid in a tiny camper, and this is where we keep most of it. So Jess showed you how we have 28 gallons of water in the camper. We also keep about another 35 in the blue jugs here, and then we have another 10 on backup, so we can get 45 gallons back here. Plus, we keep 5 gallons of fuel. Again, we were just in Alaska, now heading into Mexico. We want to have an extra fuel can on us, so we keep that back here. We have our inflatable stand-up paddle boards. We have a backup cooler, so we have the propane fridge in the camper. And then we have a cooler here we can run dry ice in. So when we really fill up, we can go about 2 weeks without resupplying any food. We do have a grill here, tables, chairs, all our other outdoor living things that we need for setting up our outdoor kitchen, and tools. We have a mechanics toolkit, axes, you know, all that kind of stuff that you don't think about but you end up really needing. So coming around this way, like Jeff said, our camper runs on solar, so we've converted all the lights in the camper to LED, and then here we have 200 watts of solar, so it's a 2 fold-out solar panels, and we can set up a little solar array when they're both out. It brings in 200 watts, which is really more than we need. It fills our batteries in about an hour. We have yoga mats here, our slack line, and a lot of other kind of backup stuff we keep in the back here. And then just a quick view of the driving area where we spend a heck of a lot of our time. You know, we've put a lot of thought into our setup, and we love her, and she definitely does well by us. So thanks for watching.